The art of communication. Communication is an art. There's really no denying that. Even though, I mean, of course, you can't deny it. You can deny whatever it is you want to deny and believe whatever it is you want to believe. That's why the point about the truth, well, the truth is beyond that, it's way beyond that. It is a computer program, but again, yeah, that's what it is. The point that we're not that, and that's what that living tree indicates, that symbol of the dancer. To really be that natural. Not just well connected to your own nature. When you're really connected to your own nature, you're connected to the nature of others. Or you can connect with the nature of others just like that. That's not about us being part of a computer program, of the matrix we serve, but it's about being connecting through our natural essence.
Load the jump program.
In this society, a give me society. Like in relationships, like give me. In life, give me. From life, we expect life from life. We want from life. We invest our time, we invest our money. In relationships, we are with somebody in order to get really what we want out of that relationship. Not really so much about, we really want to learn about the other person. We want to grow with the other person. Even though especially when we don't understand the other person. We really make that effort, to really care enough to understand, to get to know, to learn about the other person. Instead of being turned off by something that you don't like because you just follow your script, in a way your matrix, which we all serve that. Well, the matrix, which is the system we are part of, but in ourselves we all are systems. We all serve our own system, we all follow our own script, we all live in our own universe. And this universe we're all part of, we have co-created, well, this world rather, because the universe existed long before this world came into being. And we human beings evolved over millions and millions of years, and everything came into being. And then throughout human history, as we know it, the events of human history, which have led us to where we are today, now. And there now always has been new about that, about being new. Well, this is just basically the same thing over and over and over. History repeating itself, just following the script imposed onto us, and just reliving life, just looking for change and then arguing and fighting against our oppressors, or those we perceive to be our oppressors. Fighting against that which we do not want. That's the reason for all war. On a personal level, and between people, the war we are within ourselves, we fight against ourselves, but the war against one another in relationships, we are at war. And we fight for that which we want, or rather fight against that which we do not want. And then of course on a social level, with our society, the wars and the injustices there. The struggle to just always get somewhere, and just following that program, which is about that same old, over and over and over. And so this here, what I'm trying to do in these videos, is about reminding you about the new, the now is new, that's what it is. And what that is, it is a party. It's a broadcast, which I'm going to do again on Blog TV, on Blog Talk Radio, and also on peltalk.com, which I've been recently just for a little while, and very interesting experience. A lot of people know me there. And once I do a broadcast, people listen, and I really enjoy doing that. I'm actually very good at that. And then play music and get other people to get engaged. Then I'm just a facilitator rather than a teacher, because these things you cannot really teach. Nobody can teach. Even though I found and embraced my inner teacher, as I found that life is learning. We are here to learn from and with one another. Very simply put. And learn from experience. Life is a school. And so, that's what that is. And it's also entertainment, it's fun. Sometimes it can drag itself on a little bit, and I can, as I'm in many of those videos. Sometimes it's more interesting than at other times, Yeah. Anyway, the entertainment industry. It's an industry. The matrix is about that, the industry. But again, the reminder here is that we are not that. We are free. We are human beings, we're spiritual beings, we are creative beings. That's what the new consciousness is, to co-create from within. Not going against and fighting against that outside which we perceive to be the enemy. Because there is no enemy. We are the enemy to ourselves. Because love is all there is. And it's a love not just for certain people or certain situations or circumstances or experiences. It's about embracing all and loving all. And welcoming all. So yeah, welcome all. Glad to have you here with me. Hope you enjoy this a little bit. A little bit of a different format emerging. Which again is also what 2012 is about, a new format, a new world. From within, we create, we co-create, because we are that. Co-creators. We have unlearned that as we have become part of the matrix, programmed to be a certain way, to serve the machine. Again, we are not that. But what that means is what Realize to Actualize is here to remind you of in these videos. Anyway, just get in touch with it yourself. Really get in touch with one another. Love is being nice to somebody, basically. But then sometimes going through the motions of life can leave us feeling not so very nice, not so very good. And this experience about how we feel, we are all left alone. We all are alone. To be lonely, that's another story. That's something also I can talk about because I've been like this for a very long time. On my own. Living by myself, for myself. And my experiences as a child have been very detached, very removed from reality. Not really feeling part of school and friends, not really having friends. And then moving to America, moving to Kansas, and during my marriage and how that was with my children. And after that was over 12 years, I got hit by a car. I stayed in a homeless shelter for a while. And I've learned a lot during all of those times, you know, but that's the whole point. I made this channel, but that's me. What can I tell you? Again, that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's the whole point. If you see this for yourself and you are this for yourself, you see this, you know this, because this is you. I'm basically a mirror. And what you see is a reflection of yourself. Not just in me, but everywhere, with everybody. In the world around you, what you see is who you are. Something worth thinking about. You know, and then out of that you create. We all create, co-create a new world. Because it's following our nature, our true nature, which connects all of us. And that's again that nature within. That self, we find that, you find that, your true self, your true voice, your true being. However it is being perceived by others. And that's also what I'm showing you in these videos, because this is who I am. I'm very natural, very natural. And then I met a Nat who's also a natural in her own right, in her own way. In a way we all got to be that. And really what that means is also to be able to see one another without judgment. And I've got that, of course, and I'm very sensitive to that. When I'm with people and they're telling me things about myself, about I'm rushing too much, or I'm too this, and I need to be more that, and it's very difficult for them to whatever, deal with certain things about me. And it's very different in Germany, because in Germany people deal with each other on the basis of who they are. Not so very much about how they come across. And especially in California, it's very predominant, very strong. That experience also that I'm talking about, the human experience, it's universal. Well, it's earthly on this planet, this experience, we as spiritual beings. And also remind myself, look at myself there in the mirror. You are a spiritual being. You are a child of God. In the way you are. We all are that. And we need to allow each other to be that way. No ifs and buts. Moving way beyond the arguments which are the result of the impressions we have, our perception, how we look at somebody else, and then the judgment of I like it or I don't like it. I agree with it or I don't agree with it. And if I don't agree with it, people argue. I believe, I've come to find, it's completely unnecessary. There's no need for that. If people learn to listen, through which we learn. Because if you only listen as long as we agree with the other person, that's not really listening. That's only as long. And that's exactly our limitation. That's where our reality, our sense of reality ends. Because again, what's real to me, about how I perceive somebody else, is just that. It's just perception. It's just following the image. It's not really who they are. Of course, to us it's real. To me it's real. How I perceive you to be, it's real. But then to really go, well, in order to really understand you, I need to go beyond that perception. Those impressions, that image I have of you. Well, it's very difficult because we're trained to just follow the image, go by the image. I'm just here to tell you, I don't know, maybe the first to tell you, that this is false, it's misleading. It keeps us from understanding one another. From really seeing each other for who we are. Not for how we want each other to be or need each other to be, but for who we really are. Acceptance, I've come to find, is key. It's one of the 3 A's, very important, of R2A, realize to actualize, the actualization. Acceptance is key, to accept each other, without the need to change each other and tell each other how to be, to just allow or accept. And to then appreciate each other for that, to show each other, to give each other appreciation. Giving each other love, basically. But before that, it really also begins to be aware, to become aware of the other person, the reality of another person. Which is only possible if you open yourself up to that. If you inquire about it beyond the perception and really makes the effort to understand. Always makes the effort to understand, try to understand. Try to learn, to get to know the other person. Instead of, again, going by these perceptions and these impressions. Then you can move beyond the argument, beyond the, I don't like what you said, or you frustrate me. Move beyond all frustrations in relationships. It is definitely possible. I'd be happy to tell you more about that, show you how to do that, how to make peace in all of your relationships, just like that, which is the R2A effect. How to do it in a way, whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you want to create, how to go about that. I can show you how to do that. To be free in how you perceive, in how you understand. Not just what I'm presenting here in these videos and how I come across, which distorts the message. If you're able to listen beyond that, you can hear the message, and that's what it's about. That's the point of Realize to Actualize. The power, the value of Realize to Actualize. Again, if you want to really use that, and not only learn about that, but how to put that into practice, I am here to show you how to do that. Guiding you through certain steps, guiding you towards that awareness, towards understanding who you are, becoming aware of yourself, and the things that happen to you to make sense of that. Make sense out of what's happening in this world, and it's about creating the future. Really being part of that movement of awakening that's happening, to be free, to allow for the process to unfold naturally and gradually and beautifully.